Hey everyone, welcome back to another Dr. Twisted's Toy Time. This one is my birthday edition. My birthday was on November 18th, and my child's birthday was on November 11th. So we're born 1 week apart. So last week, went to the flea market to do a little hunting. It's a little tradition of ours. We like to go to the flea market and have fun and hunt for stuff. And I found some good stuff there. I picked up something from Super 7. I got some things from Walmart. I took some stuff to trade to a local toy store, and I got some really good stuff there. Then I also, this weekend, my wife took me to another flea market and she got me some stuff there. So I want to get started. Alright, so first off, I'll show you what I got in order. So for my birthday, like the beginning of November, I think it was November 3rd, this went on sale to the public. So I got the G.I. Joe Classifieds Pythona. I got the smaller version before, but I really wanted this one because I have the Nemesis Enforcer is what I always call them. I think they call him Nemesis Immortal now. But I wanted to get her to go with him, and hopefully they come out with like Globulus and the guard as well. I love Cobra Law. They fit perfect in my collection. Then we went to Walmart. I wasn't expecting to find anything, but I found some really great stuff. And I stopped in the clearance aisle and I found Zeus here. And I always loved him as an actor. So when I seen him as this like Motu wrestler, I was like, I have to get him for $10. I've never seen him in the store before, so that was crazy. But yeah, I got Zeus. Also in the clearance aisle, they had the Turtles of Grayskull Leatherhead. And I kept putting off buying him for some reason. I was like, nah, I'll wait, and I'll definitely get him. I'll just wait. And I'm glad I did, because I found him here for what, $15? Normally like a $25 figure. So yeah, Leatherhead is now mine. Then I was never expecting to find this figure at all. Every time I go to Walmart, I check. He's never there, and I was like, yeah, he's gone. I'm never gonna find him. But the day we went to Walmart, they had one, and he was just laying there on the shelf, not on the rack or the hook where he was supposed to be. So somebody picked him up and put him back, and I'm glad they did, because now I have the Altered Beast Were-Dragon. I'm so happy about this. This is super cool. When I first seen pictures of this, I'm like, I have to have that. And every time I went to Walmart, nothing. So now my Altered Beast collection, I have the werewolf, now I have the dragon. Super stoked. This is awesome. So that was the stuff I got from the stores. Alright, now I will do the first flea market when my child and I went and did a hunt. Alright, we went to Relics. I took some pictures of stuff I thought was neat, because I didn't want to just keep repeating the same video over and over again. So I'll show you the pictures now, and then I'll show you what I got afterwards. thought some of that stuff was really interesting. Some things were just, my taste probably. Some things made me laugh. Other things like taxidermy I thought was cool. But now on to the toys that I picked up. All right, first we started off and I saw a box and I looked down and it was like 50 cents per item in the box. I found this. I used to have this, it's like Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. So when I saw it, it brought back the little nostalgia. So for, 50 cents, I wasn't gonna leave it behind. I found this, which was flipping amazing. This is a Shogun Warriors Dragoon axe. So I was like, holy cow. I was not expecting that in the box, especially for 50 cents. There's a couple of these little Slurpees. I mean, this one, his tails broke off, and it looks like a couple little toes are broke off. But for display purposes, it'd be awesome. There was also this Slurpee. Very cool. Love it. And the thing I liked most was this. This is a old Godzilla tail to this figure right here. I got this figure probably 20 years ago, maybe even longer. Yeah, because I think I got this before I got married, so probably about 25 years ago. And he was missing his tail. And all this time later, I finally can complete this bad boy. I was so happy. I saw this, I was like, oh my god! I can finally complete my Godzilla figure here. So that's awesome. Lately, I've been trying to complete more figures. So this was an unintentional completing of a figure here. But it's super happy and super cheap for 50 cents. I was not gonna pass that up. Next, I looked into a cabinet and they had a bunch of like non-sports collectible cards still mint in package, and I have a bunch already, so I want to get a frame and I want to put them all in the frame. But I like finding like old vintage ones that I don't have for that project. And I found this. It was like a, was it Straining Doodle Wonkers? So weird. I just really love the artwork on it. I've never heard of these before. It's like in 5 cards inside every pack, puzzle and game cards, toy and stickers. But I got this one. And they also had this artwork as well. So I thought those were neat. And I found this one, Nasty Tricks. Thought that would be a neat one to add. And on the back they got this artwork. And I found a Skeleton Warriors. One of my regrets is I used to have a whole box of these sealed, never opened, still in the plastic wrap, but I ended up selling it. Things you do when you gotta pay rent. And then I found a Troll Force pack. Alright, next I found this Tiger Force G.I. Joe ATV vehicle. I love these. I got 2 of the blue ones, the vintage blue ones. Never had a Tiger Force one. It is missing the gun and the little back piece here. So hopefully I can find one of those. I gotta do some research to see what colors they are. Hopefully I can find the pieces I need for that. I also don't have the missiles on the side, but I'm not too worried about those. I found this Batman. It's the cereal box thing. Can't remember if it's supposed to have like the bat signal right here. But this thing otherwise is in great shape. The stickers are really nice on the belt. It's one of those. This came in the cereal box, so I thought it would display great with my vinyl figures and stuff. Always wanted this, but never. Every time I found it, the stickers were all missing or beat up. But this one is in really, really good shape. So even if he is missing the Batman sticker, then you know, still pretty cool. All right, for some reason, this is one of my favorite finds. I saw it, and I had to have it. Is this Cookie Monster on his tricycle? And when he moves his hand, and can eat his cookie. It's supposed to be one of those pull string ones, but as you can see, the little string right there is frayed. But when I saw this, I was like, I have to have it. It was only $6, and it's got the Cookie Monster sticker on the back. This thing is just, in my eyes, this thing is amazing, and I couldn't grab it fast enough. But yeah, this thing is awesome. I love it. One of the coolest things I found, they call it the rubber monster bag, and each bag was $4.25. Each bag had 6 Slurpee type creatures in it. I grabbed 4 of them. I think that was all of them. Each one had one of these little eyeball monsters. See the little jiggler Slurpees. Very old, from the 60s or 70s. Had this guy. Very cool. Love these things. Had this guy. Each bag, it's the same figures, but all different variants, all different colors. There's this guy. This guy. Yeah, because I thought I was going to be getting some, like, you know, some doubles. I was like, oh yeah, I can get all these, get all the ones I need out of them. And this guy. And then I can, you know, trade or sell off the doubles. All of them are different. Love that. And I'm going to get a window box because I'm going to display all these. Especially since I got the 2 from the 50-cent box and 4 bags of those. And then the ones I already have. So I thought that was awesome. That was what I got when I went on the hunt with my child. Alright, moving on. Next, I went to my favorite toy store in town here called Rublemizers. The owner is a very awesome guy. I'd go in there and I trade with him quite a bit. This time I took a bunch of boxes, but he's like, I can't trade today. And he showed like all these bins of newer Star Wars figures. But he's like, I still got to go through all this. He's like, maybe next Tuesday. But as I was walking around the store, because I still wanted to get some stuff, we were talking, and I mentioned I had like old muscle things. He's like, oh. He's like, if you want to bring those in, he's like, I'd like those for my own collection. I've been trying to get some of those. So I went and grabbed 2 boxes of stuff of the more high-end things that I had doubles of. I had like a bag of muscles and a trash bag bunch. There's some other miscellaneous figures. So I got $100 in trade. So what I got, first, I got some walkthrough footage of the shop. It's one of my favorite toy stores, and I never got walkthrough footage, so I wanted to show you some walkthrough footage so you can see what it's all about. This is Rublemizers. Alright, here we start the walkthrough with this cool Star Wars poster. This is a pretty cool cabinet. It's a couple Rancors, TIE Fighter, some Godzilla stuff, some Batmans, some more Star Wars, a King Kong with a toupee. Some cool posters in the background. I love that Masters of the Universe toy box up there. A lot of cool stuff in this cabinet. I dig the stuff. There's is that an Elf coloring book? Stormtrooper vintage. I love that King Kong mug there. Pee Wee, some G.I. Joe vehicles, some more vintage Star Wars stuff down there. So I've got some interesting weird things in this cabinet. Some vintage TMNT there. Up on the comic wall, some good comics. Planet of the Apes, X-Men, Spawn, and a Beetlejuice. That was cool. A little Skull Canyon. Some Star Trek looks like. I love that. Imperial Shuttle. Not the vintage, but the remake. Still cool to see. That was really cool to see, the Photon. Bunch of random stuff, Legos. Bunch more random stuff. I like seeing all the random stuff. That was a weird little bus. I love that ventriloquist dummy. Over here you get that Freddy and Deadpool. I like that dinosaur lamp. That Hulk in there was cool. I love that Sentinel there. Stranger Things. There's stuff everywhere. I was just couldn't keep focused on anything. Tub of wrestlers. Some Hot Wheels. The robot was neat. Dig bins here. This is where I think everything was like 50 cents or something like that. Some shirts, some carded figures. Some cases in there. All kinds of mostly newer toys, but some like 90s toys in there as well. Some Simpsons. Spawn, NECAs. That Necron, I missed that. When I was there, I didn't notice it. Some G.I. Joe vehicles. Teddy Ruxpin, some vintage Star Wars. There's that elf pins in there. Some G.I. Joe and Star Wars everywhere. I thought that Joker mobile was awesome. Some comic boxes to dig through. TIE Fighter down there. The Ghostbusters playset with Ecto-1 was cool. Bunch more vintage Star Wars as well, along with some newer Star Wars. Cool little shop. A lot of fun to dig through stuff here. As every time I go there is something different. There's a bunch of newer Star Wars figures that just came in. Old Godzilla up there.
dragons, some Star Wars, more Godzillas, boxes of stuff. That was cool, the Dracula's Dragster.
Let me just show you some stuff here. I've got this box here, which there's several of these red ladders, like some of the little red guns and whatever, these little binocular things or whatever they are. There's this. This is the Triceratops armor, which is a double. This one's not complete, but I was able to complete the one I got. And then there's this armor, which is for, what is the name of it? Kentrosaurus or something like that, which has the mask, the tail piece, and like one set of the armor. I think there's supposed to be 2 sets of the armor. This one's missing one of the chairs. You see the chair with the 2 guns. This side needs a chair and guns. And then there's a clip that clips these 2 together, which I still got to figure out how to do that. I didn't know what this piece was, so I Google lensed it and it said it went to this, so yeah. And then there's a bunch of the silver ones. There's a couple of them still on the sprue, or whatever you call those things. But I thought that was awesome. But that's not even the awesome part. So there was this, another Velociraptor, which had the seat and the 2 guns. Doesn't have the band that goes with it. There was a couple bands in the box there, but they're all dry rotted. I did find a place on eBay that you can buy like repros, so I might do that. But yeah, got the seat and the figure, so he's pretty much complete. There's this guy. I looked him up. He's supposed to come with like a big silver piece on here, which I still gotta look for, but I'll try to complete him. I think I have the figure that goes to him when I was doing research on him. There was this guy. I believe I already had him, so now I got 2 of him. I think he comes with one of the ant figures, so I'm pretty sure I have those guys because I got a bunch of the figures. It's not as many as the dinosaurs, but with this lot, I got quite a few for my own collection. Alright, so I got 2 of this guy, but this one's the only one that's complete. He has the little shield here, the back armor, and the dinosaur, which is what they came with, and a figure, so he's complete. And then there was another one, but he's missing the little shield piece and the figure. I don't know if you can see it, but his foot's chewed up. He's got some chews on his wrist and some chews on his feet, but this toe's like chewed up. But, you know, not bad for a double. Pretty cool. There was this guy, which is one of the little mid-size ones. Mid-size, smaller ones, and he's got his chair and all his armor, I believe. He's complete. I have to look up and see what figure I looked him up before to see what figure he is, and I think I have the figure that goes with him. But I'll have to check. Alright. And then there was the bad guy, Velociraptor, with his chair and guns. And I believe I have his figure as well. But like I said, the band that goes on the bottom is dry rotted. So I'm going to have to order a new one so I can actually display it. And for stuff like that, I don't mind buying the repros because the vintage stuff is just dry rots. So getting a new one makes sense. Otherwise, I'd like to have all vintage stuff with my vintage figures. All right, moving on. I got this awesome guy. I forgot what these dinosaurs are called. I always just call them butt heads. But he's complete except for there's supposed to be red tip things that go on here. Which I think this one, the little tip thing broke off. This one's fine. And I got the figure with him. So he's complete. Super happy about that. Cool one that I didn't have before. Oh yeah, the one Velociraptor also had this thing with him. So yeah, very cool. I believe he is complete. Alright. There's this guy, which in this lot it only had the armor. So it has the had the armor pieces, but then I went on to eBay to see, I was like, how much are the dinosaurs? And the dinosaurs were really cheap. I think I got him for like 12 bucks, 13 bucks shipped. So I was like, I got the armor, which is the expensive part. So I got him. He came in yesterday, just in time for the video. The only thing is, I need another one of these blue pegs to stick in here for the seat. And this one is also missing the little red caps for the guns. But other than that, he's complete, I believe. Because in this lot, like I said, there was the armor and the figure. So, yeah, now that I got him. And I also got the dinosaur for the other set of armor that I showed, with the mask and this set of armor. I have the figure already, which is like the crocodile. And I have most of the armor for it. I just got to find another chair and half piece of the whatever. Anyway, let me see here. I will do this one next. I got this guy, which is the good Triceratops. It doesn't have the. This one also comes with one of the, like the bands that's dry rotted. So this just is sitting on top of them right now. It does look like a couple of the guns here have broken tips, which need the red tip still. That one's good, but it looks like all the rest of them are, the little tips are broke off. But it's got the harpoon thing here. It's got the side pieces. Everything is here. It even has the two figures that go with them. So I'm stoked about that. But my favorite is this guy. Always wanted this one. Love this one. And he's complete with the two armors that were there. I was able to complete a full set. And they all got the red tips, all unbroken. This handle has a little stress mark, but that's the only thing. So cool. I'm so happy about this. So flippin' cool. That came with the two figures that, as I looked it up, the research or whatever, it came with the two figures that go to him. Super happy about that. But then there was also this seat, this figure, this like harness thing, and this gun, which goes to the, not pterodactyl, but the Quetzalcoatl, or however you pronounce it. And I have one of those that doesn't have any armor on it. So now I got that. Minus one of these. I need one more for the other, because one of these goes on each side of the wing. Has a little clip on the bottom, and it clips to the wing. And I think those are supposed to have little red tips. So minus the red tips and one of these, I can complete one of my Quetzalcoatls. But that was my Dino Riders pickup. Then I got this guy, which I didn't have this color variant of this Godzilla. So that was awesome. And then I got this, show you here, is this flocked elf pin. And these were like $5 each. He had like the whole, I was tempted to buy the whole like cardboard setup because he was selling each pin for $5 or the whole thing. He said he could sell me for $50. And I was like, oh, I really want it because the card art was awesome, but it was missing several of the buttons. And I was like, I can't really, I want to see what else I can find first. So I got that. Those two things and all the Dino Riders with the $100 trade. So I made out like a bandit because those Dino Riders are flipping amazing. So I was, oh my God, I was so stoked. And just for that, had an awesome birthday. But then I got this stuff for $20 all together. I got this Gamorrean guard, which my child would be happy because the name of the company is Sigma. I was like, oh my God. A couple years ago, they used to always say that. Sigma, the taste setter. Weird. Made in Taiwan. But this was 1983. It's like one of those porcelain Gamorrean guards. Didn't have this yet. So I was like, I need this for my Gamorrean guard collection. Got this little Ewok treehouse. But I got home and I found out I had him, and the one I had is in better condition, so this one's going to be up for trade. I might just take it back to him and trade it. And I saw these guys in the 50-cent box, so I was like, the little die-cast Magneto and this guy, which I thought was, I actually probably gave this to him because I know I used to have this, and then I got rid of it, and then I saw it, I was like, oh, I need that for my Mad Balls type collection. It's got the ball smashed into his head. I think this was a Wendy's toy. 1997. Nope, Arby's. Arby's toy. 1997. I got this Black Star figure, which I have the figure, but I didn't have the cape for him, so he was $5. Which was probably cheaper since all the stuff together. I saw this guy. This guy's got some heft. He's one of those like hollow but not hollow figures, but I just really like the look of him. I was thinking about doing a repaint, but we'll see. Like he's got little skulls on his drill head, a face in his chest. It looks like something out of my imagination, so I was like, I'll have to get that. And then the big piece I got was this. It's Too Much by Dirty Donnie resin model kit. So he had the box art, which I love the box art. He had it already painted up and nice. Got the little mace right here. Got the characters. I like the way he painted it, so figured I'd add that to my collection because I love like the rat fink type stuff. So that was really cool. Very awesome. That was the stuff I got from him. Alright, now moving on to today's adventure. My wife took me to this place called, it used to be called Timeless Treasures, and it's under new management. Same deal, same vendors and everything. It's just now called Timeless Flea Market instead of Timeless Treasures. Same, like I said, same booths. So I didn't get any footage there, but I did take some pictures. So let me show you the pictures, and then I will show you what I got. I'm back. Hope you enjoyed those interesting photos. I tried to get some more interesting things. But let me show you what I picked up. Alright, first off, I found this little dinosaur. It's like a knockoff Dinobot. I have the T-Rex, or the Grimlock version, but this is the only other one I've found so far. I don't know how many are in like this form, but these are really cool little like Transformers knockoffs. So now I got the T-Rex and the Stegosaurus. This was only $2. I was so super surprised about that, but I'm not complaining. $2 is awesome for me. And I found another one of these smiley sharp tooth Chinosaurs. I love these things. And he was only 50 cents. So I am definitely, every time I see one of these things, I pick them up. Alright, next I got Abominable Snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That has always been one of my favorite Christmas animations. I love that movie ever since I was a kid, and Bumble has always been one of my favorites. So for $5, I finally got this Bumble, which is super awesome. He'll go great with my Bumble collection. Next, found this Korg lunchbox from, what is it, 1970 something? 1975, Hanna-Barbera. It has some rust, but the artwork is amazing. Oh. I love the artwork. And for, it was $10. I was like, I want to add this because I love old caveman stuff. And Hanna-Barbera. Thought that would be a perfect one to add to my lunchbox collection. And I saw this, or my wife actually found this one for me. And I was like, hell yes, I've been wanting this figure. Never found it in the wild, or when I did, it was, you know, super expensive. This one was $12. For $12, I'm not leaving this fly behind, especially since I've been wanting them for a long time. And lastly, I got C3PO. This is the vintage one from what, 78? 1978. So every time I don't see the vintage ones out very often, and when I do, they're super expensive. I have the Boba Fett complete, and I have the Stormtrooper and Chewbacca, but they're both missing their weapons. And I believe I have R2-D2, so now I have C3PO. And he's in amazing shape, and he was $24.99. So I'm super stoked to finally add him to my collection. There you go, everybody. The video's going to be a little long. I'm sorry about that, but this was just too much fun not to be shared. Check out my Patreon. You know the deal. Appreciate your support. And please like, comment, subscribe here on YouTube. It definitely helps with the algorithm in my little corner of the world. Until next time, friends, peace.